ready for you guys.
Yeah, all good.
All right. All right. So now okay, guys. Welcome to our first Student Alliance Town Hall meeting. The date is September 9th, 2021. So can everyone hear me that's in the Zoom or whatever? Welcome to our first Student Alliance Town Hall meeting. The date is September 9th. Sorry, just give us 1 second to deal with technical difficulties. Cool. So welcome to our Student Alliance Town Hall meeting. Like I said, it's September 9th, 2021. Just to make sure we have someone in our Zoom audience. Rebecca, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me if I talk, or do I need to use the chat?
Very good, we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
So at this time, we're going to do some introductions. Hello.
Hi, Alex. You can come in.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
So at this time, we're going to do some introductions. So we're going to go around. We'll go around with clubs, and then you can introduce yourself and like what club you're representing and everything. So for starters, I'm Brendan Burke, and I'm Brendan, sorry. And last year I was the communication director at Student Alliance. This year I'm the president. So you guys can contact me in my office at 11-2 or Thursday 11-1. And I hope to hear from you guys, and you can feel free to contact me anytime and I'll respond as fast as I can. And my email is at the bottom of the slide.
Yeah, I'm Araceli Marlton. I was the president of CAB last year, and this year I am the Student Affairs Director for Student Alliance. So my office hours from Monday 10 to 12 and Friday from 9:30 to 12. So yeah, email me if you have any questions, and yeah.
My name is Brandon Van Wyk. This is my first semester here at GRCC. Also a member of the honors program. Pretty much as the operations director, I'm overall budget, treasurer, helping oversee different clubs and organizations. You can see my email there on the bottom of the screen, and my office hours are Thursday 9 a.m. to 2.
Cool.
And if you want to start the rest of the introductions.
So we can go around in this circle we have, introduce ourselves. Does anyone want to start?
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Lo, and do I need to say what I'm here? I'm just here. I'm Lo and I'm here.
Cool. Do you plan on joining any organizations?
I'm in the honors program as of today, and I'm joining Biomed Club and hopefully PTK, and looking to apply for the communications director position in Student Alliance. And I'm pre-med, so there we go. That's all the things.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm just a concerned student seeing how this all works. This is my first semester here, and I'm also in the gardening club, not in any sort of officer position.
Hello, my name is Aya Galayim. This is my third year here at GRCC. I am the president of Phi Theta Kappa, the Honor Society program, and I'm a pre-med student as well.
My name is Sheena, and I'm the office manager of Student Life, and I help Brendan with the budget for student organizations.
Hi, I'm Ashley, co-advising Student Alliance today, and I also co-advise Garden Club.
And I'm Lina Blair. I'm the Director of Student Life and Conduct and co-advise Student Alliance.
And we have two people in Zoom, so does Rebecca and Rachel want to introduce themselves to everyone?
Yeah, hi. I don't know if you guys can even see my video or not. Hi, my name is Rebecca Lubbers. I am a geography major here at GRCC. This is my second year, and I am the president of the Garden Club, GTU. I'm hoping to get involved with CAP this year, and I may or may not be helping the startup of the Social Justice Leadership Council.
Ooh. Thanks for being here.
Hi, everybody. I'm not sure if there's a delay if you can hear me. I cannot tell.
Hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Hi, I'm Rachel Beecher. I've been here for a couple of years at GRCC now. I'm guessing 3 or 4. And I already have a bachelor's from UW-Madison, but as I'm living in Grand Rapids now, it's ideal to come back to school and brush up on some skills, work on some awesome things like organizations I'm involved in while I'm here. Right now, I'm the president of Native American Student Organization, and we're looking for more members and more officers. So let us know. Also, I'm helping out with the Garden Club. Right now, I'm technically kind of an interim vice president, but we have some heirloom seeds that we'd like to talk about after introductions.
Cool. Thanks for being here, both of you. Does anyone else want to add anything in their introductions, or do you want to go around answering a fun question? What do you guys pick? Cool. So at this time, we're going to get to the main part of our town hall today, which is going to be the budget. So we're going to turn it over to Brandon, and he's going to talk about the budget.
Okay, so as Brendan already said, we're going to go over the proposed budget for this year, as well as changes to the fund request for fiscal year 22. So the way that the budget used to work out, every club was allocated $200 starting out each semester, and you could do it as you wanted. So how was that good? Well, you automatically had funds automatically directed to your club, and you were able to do with those as you saw fit. What we saw with that is advisors were fronting several of the costs and then bringing the order at the end of the semester to Student Life. So it was hard for us to track what funds were out. And then it just led to a logistical nightmare by what we saw. So going forward, clubs and organizations will no longer be allocated funds flat out. All funds must be requested through Student Life and Student Alliance. If you're requesting below $1,000, it will be a vote on by the e-board members, Brendan, myself, Araceli, and then whoever becomes the communications director. If it is greater than $1,000, it will first be put up to a vote by e-board, and then it will go to a town hall meeting, such as this for the overall Student Alliance to vote on it. Please be aware that it can take up to 2 weeks to get these funds. So if you're expecting to do something on a Monday, it's not possible to try putting a request on Friday and expect for those funds to be allocated automatically. So you have to be aware that can take up to 2 weeks to get funds. So the fund request form can be found through Raider Connect under Student Alliance forms. You'll see it, it's pretty near the top of the page. Ideally, if you can have it submitted no later than 5 p.m. on Friday, that at least gives us time to review it and then get onto our agenda by Monday, so we can make sure that we get a vote on that. And then the form's going to be filled out by the club president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, or any of the advisors. So what's approved, what's not approved? So expenses to support event programs, supplies, advertising costs, your basic event merch. Food for a special meeting or celebration. For the most part, we like to go through campus dining. There are some exceptions, but just make sure that you're talking to us to find out what we can approve with that. Up to 20% tip on food and purchases, and then movie pass is under $50. Anything that will need to go through Student Life for purchasing, if you want gift cards, apparel, movie passes exceeding $50, any parking passes, and then student organization travel and transportation costs. Not permitted alcohol, gifts for employees, stipends or scholarships. Pretty much just use common sense when you're thinking about what you're going to spend money on. Best practices to ensure that your requests are going to be funded. Your club must be registered through Raider Connect. So we've opened up the enrollment window instead of it just being a month. It's ongoing enrollment. So just make sure that your organization is registered through there. Participate in Student Alliance Town Hall meetings. This is a great way to make sure that you're getting in here, that we see your face, and you kind of build up that report so we know who we're giving the funds to. Don't abuse the funds. So what I mean by that is we want to make sure that you're utilizing fundraised funds and any personal funds first, so that we're not just fronting the entire cost up front. Not everyone does it, and we just want to make sure the funds are being used fairly and consistently across the board. Again, as I said, allow for up to 2 weeks for fund allocations to be processed. And at minimum, the treasurer or a member of the leadership team of the club must go through financial training. I think our first course is going to be on the 26th of this month, 23rd of this month. So, and we're still working on getting a Blackboard set up for that as well. So going into the budget this year, we're estimated to get $195,000 in with a rollover of $92,760.39. We are allocating $41,808 to Campus Activities Board, $7,500 to Student Alliance. The music group allocation is $4,000. Display Magazine is getting $9,000. Food pantry at $4,000. Advisor travel expenses at $10,000. Leadership banquet is at $10,000. Homecoming at $10,000. Go See GR program is at $30,000. Student leader compensation $72,500, and Rare Connect annual fee $12,558. That leaves us a remaining budget of $76,394.39. Some of the changes from previous years is that the leadership banquet has gone down from $14,000 to $10,000. This is also partly due to we're getting less money into the enrollment campus activities fee than we have in the past. We're also trying to boost more on-campus activities. So trying to use some of these newly renovated spaces we have here on campus. And we think that definitely with a $10,000 budget, we can make that work. So on to the vote if you would like to do it.
Discussion first.
Okay.
Yep.
At this time, we're gonna open for discussion or any questions. We will answer your questions. Then we'll take a vote on the budget. So does anyone in this room have any questions, comments, or watching via Zoom? Or even the YouTube audience, if you have questions, you can type in the chat.
I do have a question if no one else is going right now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Garden Club has been working on a budget proposal right now, and we're about ready to submit. On one of the previous slides, you mentioned that about that financial workshop that could be done on Blackboard or with Sheena. If we have a current treasurer who happens to not be available to take the class right now, does it have to be the standing treasurer, or is someone else allowed to take it so that way we can get that proposal going through?
You want to hear this one or?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so on a previous page, it mentioned that the treasurer position is the person who needs to be taking that financial training course. If they are not available to take the course, could someone else, for example, could I or the vice president or like someone else who's an officer in the club take that course instead?
Any other officer can. We usually like to see, I know previously we've had advisors and whoever was to represent to both do it. I don't know if that's still.
Yeah, I would say any e-board member, that totally works. And then we are planning on hosting these both in person and virtual and recording the virtual ones. So everyone will have access to it just to brush up. And of course, our staff is always available too.
Okay, so do we need to wait until those courses are available to be able to submit the proposal that we've come up with?
Yeah, I'll be sending out an email next week sometime to all of the advisors, letting them know when it's gonna be. It's gonna be on the 23rd, but we're still working out some little tweaks there, so you should see an email from me.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? Garden Club, PTK. Rachel, you have any questions in the Zoom?
Thanks, Brandon. It's like you can read my mind. I was just going to clarify, is that September 23rd, the Thursday?
September 23rd.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have the time yet, but I will definitely, in the email, I'll let you guys know.
So this is big money, you guys, so you sure you don't have any other questions or comments? Like,
Yeah.
that's, I mean, we're talking like $300,000 right now, so I want to make sure that we give it enough conversation before we make that kind of a decision.
The thing is, we're still working about our project and we're going to meet with Dr. Pink next week and we present to him about our wellness program and see what's going to be happening. For sure, after she sent the email to Lene, she will send your questions about what we're going to do next, how we're going to use the money with our program and all of
Okay,
it. Yes.
cool.
I do have a question as to why, especially seeing how we are not post-COVID here, why there's more money into an advisor travel expense than there is in the food pantry.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. That is just what this group had allocated in previous years. Actually, before the pandemic, I think they had allocated $3,000. The food pantry is funded in part by Student Alliance, but also by the GRCC Foundation. And we've been able to get some grants and that kind of thing to help fund it. So not saying that we wouldn't use it if there was more, but that was, I think, you know, when eBoard talked about it, the rationale is that there are several funding sources for that.
And I think seeing as it is an organization, if we did need more, we could always ask for an extra allocation so we can use those
Yeah, but I was
funds
about to
too.
bring it up.
When an extra allocation is requested, which pool is that coming out of?
It's coming out of the total balance for extra allocations.
At the bottom.
Oh, at
in
the bottom of the
Yeah.
line. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
big
even
yellow
look at
one.
that. I thought it was, got it. Wow.
Yeah, so you guys might be able to, just to point this out, and Brandon, you did, but want to make sure that everybody's aware. So this Student Alliance and Campus Activities Board and Student Life all have to work together to like set the rules for the student organization manual and set the budget. And the other plus to not automatically allocating groups is that we can then place less requirements on student organizations so that we can, there have been a lot of student organizations over the past couple of years who have wanted to form as groups but don't need funds. So like there's one that's kind of being talked about right now for single moms. They don't want any money. They just want to be able to get together and like reserve a room and talk. And so like that makes it, this new process makes it a lot easier for those kinds of like a little bit less formal groups to form. The other thing is when we had groups who didn't want to use money but got allocated funds at the beginning, those funds a lot of times would just sit in their accounts. We would run out of extra allocation money, but at the end of the year have a bunch of money left over in these club accounts that wasn't getting spent. So this is also a way to make that extra allocation balance It's twice as big this year as it has been in years past recently. So it opens up the funds for the student groups who are gonna use it more. So that was kind of the rationale for all of these pieces and parts to kind of work together.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So does the student alliance allocation, is that a rollover or is that like a whole different thing than the,
That is what we're allocated for this year,
Oh.
because we are also a student organization, so if that money does run out, we follow the same process as any extra allocation request.
And any funds you don't use goes back to the, general, balance. At the end, at the end of the year, at the end of the fiscal year?
Yeah, whereas CAB doesn't, it rolls over, but they get a third, according to like the student org manual and the Constitution, they get, the Constitution of Student Alliance gets 1/3 of the campus activity fee revenue, so that 41,808 plus what they roll over equals a third of the total, like what's in the big account. Good question.
Any other questions, comments?
one more question. So the student leadership, compensation, what is that used for?
That's for paying any of the collegiate, student alliance government, CAB paid positions, any of the students that are paid for positions within their clubs on campus.
Oh, okay, yes, okay.
Cool. I'm in the process, about to send you guys a form. I think one question is if you passed on the budget or not. Say yes or no form. I just need emails from Larry and Rachel. Everyone else's emails, so we can have responses.
Oh, for me?
Yeah, like your student email.
Oh, you need my, okay, cool. It's just Lorraine, L-O-R-R,
Give me a second, let me get to the end of this.
L-O-R-R-A-I-N-E-O-S-B-O-R-N-E @email.grcc.edu.
LORRAINEOSBORNE@email.grcc.edu.
Yes.
Cool. And I need Rachel's email as well, please.
Did you say you did need my email? I thought you said you did not.
Your email, please.
It's my name, RACHEL BEECHER @email.grcc.edu.
Thank you.
I'm also wondering, Brendan, because we can see everyone and we know these folks are students, a show of hands, maybe today, now that like the OWL's set up, we're trying it out.
Okay,
I think a show of hands still makes sense.
okay, we can just get.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it.
Sorry that, yeah.
Sorry about that. I was trying to do it.
No apology. I know we had planned on doing like a form, but
Yeah.
now that we're sitting here, it feels like, okay, this makes sense.
Okay, I forgot.
Yeah, that's
Do
great.
a show of hands instead.
Yeah, I think
So-
it should be.
Sorry about the confusion, everybody. Anyway, so at this time, we're gonna vote if we pass the board budget. So a show of hands, I was gonna show, yes, you agree, and we can cast this budget onward. And then don't raise your hand if we're not gonna pass it onward, I guess. So yeah, Rachel and Rebecca can turn the cameras on for a minute just so we can do a count. That would be great. Cool. So at this time, if you agree to pass the budget, if you're at this meeting, please raise your hand.
Eight out of eight.
Yeah,
Yep.
8 out of 8. So
Cool.
thank you guys.
Well done, guys.
Well done, guys. Thank you for your input. And then the next thing that we have on our list, we'll get to in a minute, as long as anyone has any more questions, comments, or concern about the budget before we move on.
I probably should tell people that the budget will be coming out. I'm still working on that, so Student Works can see that. I'm hoping to have it out tomorrow sometime, so I know some Student Works have already asked me I am working on getting that out and published.
Awesome. And feel free, when it gets published, in, like Sheena said, let your organizations know. So better, the more, sooner they know, probably the better for them too. So they're aware, so they can know what to expect. So if no one else has anything for on that, the next thing we have on our agenda today is feature town halls. So like what events we're posting. So I have the next town hall is going to be September 23rd, which is 2 weeks from today, and we're doing the mental health / healthcare check-in thing, and I think PTK is going to be there and giving us a presentation. Do you want to talk about any ideas what you're going to be talking about so people can have an idea?
Okay, we are planning to go to make a focus group, and we going to post every week, every day, by email, social media, send in a wellness thing, like feel good. We just write in examples as a wellness. We already did a survey that's posted July and closed in August 29. And we plan to get some more activities, and our first meeting, I hope you guys come and join us. Our first meeting is September 22nd, is 1 o'clock to 2, and we're going to send the location by email. If you want, we're going to do introduction about PTK, and we're going to explain what our project. Each meeting we have is going to be a different as a wellness. We have video, we have all kinds of stuff explaining what our project. And next week, we're going to have presentation with Dr. Fink, explain about our survey, and explain about what's going to be the next step for our project.
Cool, thank you for that. Yeah. So feel free to come out, see what PTK is all about. I encourage you to come to one of our meetings, see what they're talking about before we meet. So maybe that's something you guys might want to do. So anyone have any questions on September 23rd town hall before we move on to the next day?
No, I just want to reiterate that now we have 2 events on the 23rd, and let's try not to double schedule them.
We'll do our best to double schedule, we'll make it work.
I won't.
Then October 7th, my bad, is a student work check-in. So I encourage all student organizations to come to our meeting, talk about updates about your organization, how things are going so far through the school year. So like halfway or a month into the school year, is there anything like we can help you guys with, or et cetera, any updates you have for us? So it'll be dedicated for all student organizations to speak. So like bring your people, have that talk, like what's going on. Then October 21st is going to be GRCC Get Help. So we're going to be talking about like food pantry, housing, and securities and all that. Lana, did you plan on leading that one, or actually?
Yeah, I think there's a team of people on campus who have been working on this for the last 4 years. So I think we're going to bring the team and just talk about what we've learned in the last 4 years, where we're headed, and then what we need students' help with.
What day did you say that was?
That's going to be October 21st on all the expenses. It's going to be like all the Get Help organization. Anyone have any questions on the last month of October for town halls, or any comments?
Just one last thing.
Go ahead.
Like for our next meeting for the 23rd, for sure, we need your help, guys, for our project, because we're going to explain about wellness and the healthcare. For sure, I'm going to bring some reports from our project and discuss that, and if you guys help us organize.
Cool, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So then on November 4th, we're going to have veteran services right in time for Veterans Day. Brandon's working with the Veteran Affairs Office with people that are going to be here. Do we have any idea who's going to be coming out?
So far by who I've talked to is Janice and Patrick. The Veterans Office should be open the last week of September to beginning week of October. They don't have a finalized date on that as of yet, but talking with those guys, they'll definitely come in and have more information about what services are available to veterans on campus.
Cool. Thank you for that. Then our next meeting will be November 18th, which is the week right before Thanksgiving break. So we're gonna have like a social and game day. So we're gonna come up with some games, probably have a few snacks up here. And then I talked to Francisco Ramirez, and he's talking about bringing Raider Nation Gaming Club up here with us to talk about the gaming club. And then we're gonna just have different games and just have a fun social hour with you guys. Just stay in touch and hang out with you guys. So we'll figure out a virtual game to play too, probably. So like people that are on the Zoom, we can play a game with them on the Zoom. If you guys have any ideas for games, like virtually, just let me know. We can figure out what we can do for that. So you guys can be involved too. Then on our last meeting of the semester is December 2nd. We're gonna have a Q&A with President King. So he's gonna come up for a half hour, and we're gonna just ask him different questions. I'm thinking we're gonna do it game show style, just ask him questions like a game show, and then give him answers like that. So that's what we're gonna do for our town halls for semester. If you guys have any other recommendations for town halls or something you want added in, we could just send us an email or contact us, and we can figure out what you guys want to do, and we can add it into our schedule. Or if you guys have like a special project you're working on, you want to present, you can let us know. Anyone have any questions or anything like that?
All of these events are on Raider Connect, right?
What?
All these events are on Raider Connect.
Yes, they're on Raider Connect, and the calendar is on the Student Alliance webpage.
Okay,
So
it has
it's on
like
Google
times
Docs.
and stuff.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't get
Okay.
the half on that. I
Oh,
didn't
no,
get
it's
the
okay.
Okay, so those were the main points I had for the Stoops Town Hall budget and then future town halls. Is there anything, how's everyone's week going back in person? Just because of that, how are you guys all feeling about being back in person? Anything that we can help you with, or anything in general? It could be anyone, even if you're in the YouTube audience, I'll put a link up on the YouTube. I can check the comments below if you have anything. Zoom people, anything that can help you with.
I can tell you want to say something.
No, I'm just smiling. Smile. Well, yeah, no, this is my first semester at GRCC, and everything feels like it's going really smooth. I feel like I've touched base with like a couple different organizations like STEM Trio, and I feel like there's a lot of support opportunities. But I have noticed that a lot of students have no idea about the support opportunities. Nobody in my chem class knew about STEM Trio or anything like that. And I am curious about ways other than word of mouth to share that with other students, because I know it's already been super helpful to me. So if you guys have any suggestions on that, or ways that we can share that information, or I can share that information.
I think we can, maybe social media might be a good idea. We can talk to different social media pages, or have people add it to the syllabus, or professors can add it to their Blackboard. Maybe we can
Yeah,
the Blackboard, so like, hey, by the way, if you need help, we can push it to like teachers to share.
yeah, that's what
The
I'm
other
thinking.
students.
Maybe asking professors to share on Blackboard or in their lectures or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to talk to Evan about. Anyone who's in charge of specific programs, like, Evan and the STEM Trio folks could reach out to like science instructors, that kind of
Okay, cool.
people that or math, like any of the instructors in the programs that they're kind of like targeting. If there are general all student announcements, I work with some folks on campus who send out like the weekly provost update. So like if you guys have ideas for that, like I am all ears. We just, the provost recorded one yesterday. So like next week and the following week, like he'll continue to record those. So don't hesitate to like give me a list of ideas and we'll try to get them in.
And what is that email list?
The provost is the person, he's kind of like one of the second people in charge, like almost like a vice president, who is in charge of academic and student affairs. So like all of the academic programs, non-operational, like not IT and not finance, but like the academic side of the institution. So he sends out like a video update every week, so you should probably get it. I think it's getting sent out Monday.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so like it goes out to all students.
Cool.
Yeah, so let me know what I did, yeah.
Cool.
And
Cool,
Rachel,
I guess.
Great, yeah.
that's all Rachel's thing about Raider Connect, that's another way. I know they're also, there's a team working on a new thing called Navigate. So I know they're gonna have a couple different things, we'll get more information later, they're in the process of finalizing. But on the app, they're gonna have like different like ways you can schedule appointments, find out more help around campus too. I know they're working on that. So,
Cool, thank you.
I just know that they're in the final stages, they're planning on talking to students. They're gonna talk to me too, then I can share more information with you about that too as well.
Cool, I love that, thank you.
Anyone else have anything like any check-ins, like how's your classes going? Is there anything we as a college can do better just being in person? You're good. I'm just saying, this is your guys' time to talk on it, and just trying to let you guys hear your word, see if there's anything we can help with. How do you guys feel about the events coming back? Like, how do you guys feel about like involvement day yesterday, the Student Alliance barbecue today, then like maybe movie night? Like, how are you guys feeling about events? Do you think they're going well? Anything we need to do better for you? Those?
Like, I feel it was like, it went well, but yesterday I felt it was slow because, I don't know, I feel because we did it in between classes.
Mhm.
I wish if we did it like Saturday or the Friday, students don't have classes these days, then everyone can come and join and see what the different clubs we have, what the different programs we offer at JRCC.
Can you see what the other chat did advance, please? Thank you for that.
She said that she loves the virtual and the hybrid stand type.
Awesome.
I would say it is we're trying to get back to a little bit of normalcy. So right now, we don't know what numbers look like.
Yeah.
So when we're planning events, we're going based off of what numbers are given to us. And
Yes.
sometimes it's difficult because we don't know how many people are actually out there. So I'd say, once we find a rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
I think we will add more events and stuff.
And I think Raider Rally, we teach this last week, like, we had like, what, 900 something
Yeah.
for Raider Rallies, so.
Yeah.
Right, it was the surprise thing for me,
So,
especially after the pandemic, it was a huge event in the
is there anything else you want to see more on campus, I should say, more like safety measures we need to follow? Because, like, is there anything you guys want to see better that, it's okay to be honest. This is what we're here for, just try to help you guys out, be successful.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I'm gonna just check the YouTube chat here, quick. Okay, there's nothing in the YouTube chat, I'm like one of the only 2 people watching. All right, cool.
That's better than none.
So just like a recap, because I guess that's all I had on my agenda, is we discussed the budget and that got passed on. So thanks for that, everyone. And like Sheena said, it will be put out sometime next week. But feel free to share with your clubs or organizations, if some of you guys are meeting this week to say, hey, the budget got finalized and voted on, and it should be out next week. And that'll be on, isn't it on the grcc.edu website or Raider Connect when it's finalized?
When the date is finalized?
Yeah.
I usually send an email to advisors and let them know, because like I said previously, advisors had to come with one of the officers of the group. Usually we have the treasurer and an advisor come, just so they both knew what to expect as far as budgeting. But yeah, once I get the dates, I'll email. I'll also post something on Raider Connect, letting people know that this is when it's gonna happen. I'm hoping to have a hybrid option, that's why I said I got a little tweak still, so I'm hoping to offer it for those who can't come in person or don't feel comfortable coming in person, and those who do wanna come in person. So I just wanna be able to give that option to people.
Then we also did introductions at the beginning, so everyone here got to introduce themselves, just making sure. Cool. I just don't feel like I'm gonna let that introducing myself that I wanted to. And we also talked about the future town halls, and like I said, if you guys have any events or anything you want to talk about at one of our town halls, just send us an email, we can probably add it into our agenda. I would encourage more people to share, so we can have more to talk about at our meetings too, so. Even if it's just like, here's an update, like we had a table event, tell us about that event, we'd like to hear like what you guys are up to. And then we also checked in with you guys, so. Does anyone else want to add anything for this meeting before we close it? We still have a good 15 minutes of required time.
I just wanted to remind people, make sure you do re-register, especially if you want to ask for extra allocations and use money for your organization, because there is plenty of it, but we need you to be re-registered and active.
Cool. Anyone else want to have the floor, talk about anything?
What about our questions in the chat? Did you already cover?
We already talked about
Okay.
the hybrid option.
I couldn't
That's
read
what-
them to know.
That's for the checking out the student organizations and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're not meeting next week, but we have an e-board meeting, so if you have any questions or need to talk to us about something at the e-board meeting, feel free to send us an email. We can probably invite you in, virtually. So the next town hall should, like I said, should be September 23rd. It's the mental health and thing, and PTK will be leading with Student Alliance for that meeting, and we hope to see you there.
And guys, if you want to join us in our meeting, it's going to be September 22nd.
In what?
I'm saying, if you want to join us in the first chapter meeting, it's going to be September 22nd. We're going to explain about PTK, and we're going to have some activities as well.
September 22nd. What time?
Activities sound great.
As we want to.
And your advisor's gonna be at that meeting too, right?
Yes, all the vice president and the two advisors, they're going to be there, all of us. And it's going to be virtual and in person. Yes, September 22nd from 1 to 2. And we're going to send the location out.
And for people that want to join these meetings in person, these town hall meetings, we're going to be meeting in the Board of Trustees room like where we are right now. Just in case you're very much virtual and you're on campus, like, hey, I want to go in person instead of virtually, this is where we're going to be for every town hall meeting, unless things change, but most likely we'll be here. And we'll always have the Zoom up. We should have the Zoom option open for every meeting as well. Anyone else want to say anything? Anyone watching via Zoom, Rebecca or Rachel, want to say anything?
Oh, I always have something to say, but I don't want to make the meeting go any longer. Just want to welcome you all to some of the NASO events that we have upcoming. We have a meeting Friday, this September 24th, 11 a.m. We'll probably do a hybrid option unless we have people RSVP just wanting to do something online. We've got ribbon skirt making coming up, possible piggybacking with Grand Valley State on their Indigenous Peoples Day event on residential schools. November 8th, we are planning tentatively having Dr. Reinhardt virtually to discuss his decolonized diet cookbook. So we're going to talk about food sovereignty, you guys, clean water, gardening, land, all of that good stuff. So yeah, definitely sign up on Raider Connect, join NASO.
I just had to step out for a second, sorry guys, but the hybrid option seems like it's working. This is our first moment to do this. You guys probably talked about this. Right before this meeting, I talked to class from media, and he is going to set up one of these owls in our back meeting room in Student Life. So if anybody wants to have a hybrid meeting and needs a space to do that, our office is, Sheena can reserve that. You can work through the room reservation request on Raider Connect and get that set up. So it should be pretty seamless over there in our office.
Cool. Sounds good. Gardening Club, you have any updates or anything you're looking at?
Not at the moment, no.
Oh, thanks for being here. Anyone else want to add anything last minute? Cool. At that time, I think that concludes the first town hall of the year. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope to see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys.